Yeah, no, that's fine. It's just a stream. It's just a test
Okay.
stream. Just a test stream to see. All right, let me see if it actually is live on my page.
Ooh, we live.
Are we? Are we live? So one thing I can't get it to do is for some reason I can't get it to go live to just my Facebook. It wants to go live to the Small Town America, and that's fine, but I want it to go to mine too.
Can't do it to two at the same time.
Well, I think we can. I actually had to. I just manually put the information in there. Okay. So was that on ours or mine?
That is on ours.
On ours. Okay. Alrighty, cool.
Is that an AI generated picture behind us?
Yes, it is.
I like that.
Yes, it is. Do you want to?
Pretty good.
Here, I'll. Let's see. I'll move us, and we can see it.
Okay.
It's a small town with mountains and an American flag. How beautiful.
I like that there's pickup trucks.
Yeah, I know. And I specifically made sure that there was a church in the background.
I like it. Look at that. It looks like a picturesque Rocky Mountain town. And they've got bus service for a small town too.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
God.
They're doing good for themselves over there.
Dude, I don't know what small town this is, but I'm kind of jealous. I feel like we need to live there.
Yeah, I know, dude. They got big buses for such a small town. That's hilarious.
Man, I've gotten a lot of good feedback on the last two episodes of the podcast with the one with Jamie. I think the last two. Yeah, the one with Jamie and then the one with Jerry. People tend to really like it when we just like go from one subject to another and just like are talking nonsense and just I don't know. People, I've gotten a lot of positive feedback about that.
People enjoy it, man. People enjoy it. I think it makes people. It's like what everybody else does.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's see.
So how's your hand coming, Ben? I see a little bandage on there. Yeah.
So now I can do this, which is way better than yesterday.
So did they do a nerve block?
No, they put me fully under.
Oh, they put you fully under.
Yeah.
Did they do a nerve block as well? Because your hand wouldn't have been none. Yeah. So what I was told is that the fellow that lives right up the street here, I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. But apparently he's very good anesthesiologist. And a lot of, actually Verla told me this.
Okay.
A lot of orthopedic people prefer to do their surgeries here.
Yeah.
Even from Boone. We used Alta Ridge for my ex's. She had to have surgery on her foot. Verla did it, and they did it here specifically because apparently he's so good that apparently if you do a nerve block really good, it'll last for like 2 days.
Yeah, they did a nerve block. It lasted for about 12 hours, and then it wore off.
So I don't know anything about the whole thing. That was what I was told about a foot, I guess. So I don't know about a wrist or anything like that.
So I can do that. For those of you watching that don't know, I just had carpal tunnel release. Horrible carpal tunnel with these sausage fingers. There used to be, and Dr. Pope told me this. The idea was that carpal tunnel syndrome was caused by repetitive motion and just abuse. But he said that's not really the case anymore. He said now there's a genetic component to it, and he said there's a piece of tissue that just that rests across the top of that carpal tunnel. So your carpal tunnel is an actual tunnel in the middle. You've got, I think, 13 bones that make up your carpals, and there's a little tunnel in the middle of them, and that median nerve, which innervates these three fingers, goes through that tunnel. And he said some people have, whether it's genetic or for whatever reason, they have more tissue or a larger amount of tissue going across the top of that that tunnel. It puts pressure on that median nerve, and that's what causes the pain, discomfort, and numbness. So there's not, and he said, whereas like, you know, before they thought that the repetitive motion and the abuse is what caused it. It's not so much that it causes it, but it makes it worse. So where I've played drums and guitars and turned wrenches for so long, my entire adult life, it's exacerbated a pre-existing condition.
Pre-existing thing, yeah.
Well,
and I would imagine the more the use, the more the inflammation, the more the
right.
So.
Yeah, so
I know that it, I know it definitely. I don't know if this is, and I don't know. I never saw anybody about it, but I just assumed it was carpal tunnel because it was in both of my wrists.
Right.
And playing drums for so very long, I mean, that impact cannot be good on your hands. You know what I mean? I don't care what anybody says long term. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I had an episode. Gosh, this was about maybe 6 years ago now. I had an episode where, I had to buy, good grief. What are they called? The things? The braces?
Braces.
The braces.
Wrist braces. Yeah, wrist braces.
I had to buy wrist braces for both of them. And that was the only thing that made it any better. Is just being stationary, you know?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Can you just like get an episode?
No, that sounds like tendonitis, like some kind of acute tendonitis that happened.
No, that's probably what it was then.
Yeah. I would say that was probably acute tendonitis. Well, I go tomorrow for my post-op, my first post-op, and I'm just going to be like, hey, because when he offered to schedule my surgery, he was like, we can do it this Friday or next Friday. And I was like, let's do it this Friday. So we had it done, which was now last Friday. But I think I'm going to, because now I'm using this hand to do everything. And it's bothering me a whole lot, which it wasn't as bad before, but now this has become kind of my dominant hand. So I think I'm just going to be like, hey, let's go ahead and do this one too while I'm out of work and can do it.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Why not just do both of them? I mean, as long as you can like pick up a spoon to eat, which obviously you can.
Well, I couldn't before. If he did both of them at the same time, I literally could not have wiped my own ass.
You're right. Of course.
No way.
Can you imagine trying to wipe your ass left-handed?
I'm having to, and it sucks. It sucks. It's made me want to buy a bidet.
Yeah. That's what you need.
Yeah, I do. Dude, everyone needs a bidet. Why do we use toilet paper in America and no water?
I don't know. You can ask my college roommate, Jared, about this. Anybody who did not use a wet wipe, he thought was an absolute savage.
I use wet wipes, and they're amazing, but I just don't understand why we don't use bidets. That blows my mind.
It just is not a thing that we just never had them. I think that's been a thing in Europe, but it's not been a thing here. You know?
Well, hell, now they make the ones that you can just attach to your I'm sharing this out on my feed. Now they have the ones that you can just attach to your toilet seat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They do, don't they?
Yeah, you can get them on damn Amazon. Like, why?
I don't know.
Dude, Facebook is so incredibly hard to navigate from a business standpoint. Oh my God, no, that's not like Jesus Christ. All I wanted to do, it did not for some reason let me. It did not let me stream to both Facebook. Leslie Gunter, thanks for giving us a follow.
Sweet.
We got another follower. But yeah, I don't know why it won't let me do that. I've just got to learn how to use Streamlabs. I've got to learn it.
I think it would be better if I was on Streamlabs with you, because Laura just texted and said I was cutting out periodically. But really? That may be a function of it. Would that be a function of your connection? But you're not, so that doesn't make any sense.
No, that may be a function of your internet connection.
Maybe.
Because
looks great on my end.
Yeah, it does. On my end, you're not freezing or cutting out at all on like the stream now. I'm watching it too on Facebook, and I've got it on one screen and the actual live stream on the other, and I don't see you. Okay, yeah, it just.
Yeah, I see that too now. I'm watching it on the periphery here.
And it could be where you're not using Streamlabs or using a web based, or it could be just could be just the internet connection. I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, we all need bidets. We need bidets. That needs to be a thing. That needs to be a thing. I will probably order one tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, probably gonna order one, at least for my bathroom. I don't know.
Can I use your bidet when I come over?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that sanitary? I don't even know if that's sanitary.
I assume it would be, because it's not like shit water spraying back on the bidet. It's going into the toilet.
I guess.
Right? I don't know. I've never used one, so I couldn't tell you. Interesting, huh?
I don't know.
I may have to run an outlet over to my toilet, because I've seen some they make that you can plug into the wall and they heat the water up.
Oh, yeah, they do.
That's pretty nice.
I think all of them you have to. I think those ones you got to plug in.
Really?
So now we're going to have to start putting toilet outlets.
I mean, there are worse things.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I've had the last few plans that I've priced for new houses.
Yeah,
have included an outlet at the toilet. I've noticed that.
Well, that's
last two houses actually.
That's why. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, did you see what I titled the stream we're doing?
End of the world as we know it.
Okay, so everyone is saying, not everyone, but tons of people are saying it's the end of the world because we're having an eclipse tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Should we live stream the eclipse?
Sure. If we can, that means we can look at it, because I don't have no glasses. How do I look at it without glasses? That's what I wonder.
I don't know. I don't have glasses either. I have sunglasses. Will that work? I have a welding hood.
I think a welding hood will work, actually.
And I have.
Just imagine you outside of your house, fucking welding. That's hilarious.
with my cell phone live streaming. All right, folks, here's the. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Here's the eclipse. How many people have you personally heard that have said it's the end of the world? Because there are several on my Facebook timeline that are claiming it is the end of the world.
I haven't seen anybody specifically, to be 100% honest with you. I haven't looked really close, but I've seen people allude to it. I saw one person that put something about, why are Mitchell County schools open tomorrow? We want to do this with our kids. And then some of us think that it might be dangerous or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay.
They do know that this happens all the time. It's just we can actually see it this go around from everywhere in the United States. But depending on where you live, you may or may not. It happens
a lot.
Yes. Yeah. It's just that this one's visible to all of us.
Right. Well, and remember when we had eclipses when we were young? Do you remember when they would bring like clear Pepsi or whatever the promotion was, and let us try that?
Yeah,
I remember they brought Josta one time, which is that was the first drink with guarana or whatever that they had. Remember that?
Yep, I do.
I remember Josta. I remember clear Pepsi.
I remember the clear Pepsi is the only one we got. I was at Googe Elementary when that happened, and they gave us the clear Pepsi, and then we watched an eclipse. It was a complete eclipse. We had no glasses, no nothing. We were out on the playground, and I don't know how I wasn't blinded.
Well, can I watch it through like a mirror or something?
I have no idea. What about?
That's what I was gonna do, is just take the fucking mirror out of the thing, just point it and just look at it. I don't even know if that's safe or not. Who knows?
Do you have an Oculus?
Yes, actually we do. I got a PSVR too.
They have cameras on them that you can see. I wonder if you could watch it through the pass-through on your VR headset.
I'm going to watch it through my camera phone. I'm just going to put my phone right in front of it.
I'm going to raw dog it.
You just going to raw dog it?
I'm just going to raw dog it, man.
I think my eyes can handle it. It's fine.
Yeah, me too. They're the one thing I have that hasn't went yet, so I may as well just destroy them too.
That's what we were doing when we were young, destroying our teeth and our bodies at the same time. But can you imagine what they would do if they came to PepsiCo uses new cola to sucker in
to indoctrinate children?
Yes,
to indoctrinate children.
You'd never hear the end of that now.
Into the PEPSI community.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
PepsiCo doesn't tell truth about Eclipse. Sells soda instead. Promotes new soda instead.
Dude, wouldn't it be awesome if imagine what if all this nonsense was true, right? And the eclipses are some kind of like mystical, like satanic thing that they're showing the end of the world, or prophecies of the end of the world, or signs of the end of the world. And Pepsi is like part of it. They're part of the cabal, and they're feeding us like clear Pepsi's, like pure carbonated adrenochrome with.
Yep. That's it. You figured it out.
With high fructose corn syrup in it.
Jeez, dude. Jeez.
Oh my god.
I mean, I assume I'm going to send my kid to school and they're going to look at it. I hope they look at it at least. But isn't it okay? So what time is it here officially?
I have no clue. I'm as ill prepared for this as one man could be.
I've heard 2 to 2:15, and I've also heard 3 to 3:15. So I'm gonna need to know what exactly we're looking at here.
I haven't got a clue. I don't know.
Me either.
I guess it's probably
just go outside at 1:30 and stay there until 3:30, and something will happen.
Kind of treat it as if it's the cable company showing up.
Yeah, we got a much better one the last time though. Remember the last time it happened in like 2017 or something like that?
Yeah, I watched it at work. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we actually got my grandmother out of she was in the Mitchell house at the time.
Yeah,
we got her out and brought her over to my house. That was one of the last memories, real like significant memories I remember of her watching it. She was telling me about how she used to see him when she was young or whatever.
Really?
So yeah, she's 95 or 4 at the time.
Oh wow,
something like that. So she's old. Yeah.
Wow. Man, I hope I live to be that old. I don't know that I will. I have destroyed my body.
I don't know. This lady started ripping haters at like 9. Smoking cigs.
I don't know, man.
She was like 9 and was fine. Like completely fine.
I feel like with my high level of income and today's medical technology, there's no reason why I couldn't live at least to be 200 years old.
Exactly. Jeez, dude. I think so.
Do you think we're going to get to the point where we are transferring our consciousness into other bodies?
100%.
I can't wait.
100%, dude.
Cannot wait. That is the ticket to immortality. But here's the question. So where do we get the bodies?
I don't think you get the bodies. I think you're transferring them. These things are going to become obsolete, I think.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so. And I think any biological entity, well, not just entity, but any biological human that does exist is going to be left in the dust if they don't join it. I really do. I think that Neuralink is the real deal.
Well, it is the real deal, but it's so invasive right now, and I know the technology is like super brand new. Like it's not even in its infancy. It is like it's in the first trimester, right? It's not even been born. So that technology's got a ways to go. But I'm wondering what's going to happen when they figure out how to transfer our consciousness from one body to another. That's going
to
be...
I don't think it'll be from body to body. I think it'll be from body to robot. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I think it's only a matter of time before we're doing brain transplants.
But why? When you have a super intelligence that's 10 million times smarter than any brain ever thought about being.
That's
why?
True.
I just don't think these, like, if you take the AI thing and you play it, or not just the AI thing, but the Neuralink and being able to upload your consciousness or whatever, if you take that and play it out to its nth degree, I don't think there's any use for these anymore.
I agree with that. I think a lot of people. That's a good question. I think a lot of people think that your consciousness is like your soul and your person. And I guess maybe I have a little more not so rosy picture of your consciousness, because it's ultimately it's your brain. Your consciousness comes from your brain. Okay,
sure.
I actually saw a glitch there when you moved. I think it may be your internet connection. It's either that or it's where you're doing a web-based browser. But anyway, your consciousness is quite literally just a function of your brain. So that's electrical impulses, data, and information. Once we can get that into any other entity, then, man, the sky's the limit. That's the key to immortality.
Well, I guess there's a question also I think you have to figure out what consciousness is first.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how do you get, it's one thing to be like, okay, well, we got something that we can upload the information to, but it's obviously consciousness is more than just the information. I think somewhere, my personal belief, Josh, is somewhere therein lies the soul. Mr. Kitty is.
Yeah. His soul is not happy.
Yeah, his soul is not happy.
to me, the concept, and again, this is not a very popular opinion, especially around here, but your consciousness, again, it's literally just electrical impulses. I
mean, is it though?
Yeah.
I mean, do we really know that?
Well, we have no evidence to suggest otherwise.
Right. And that's what we have. There's no evidence.
Right. And, a lot of people, the claims about having a soul, all these other claims about what your consciousness is are just that. They're claims. An assertion is not evidence.
Yeah.
And a personal
I agree
belief,
with that.
Personal belief
I agree
is
with that.
evidence. So to me, it's not that I have obviously I do have a personal belief about what a soul or what, consciousness is, but that's based on physical evidence and science. That's not based on a belief structure anyway. That's just based,
right.
That's evidence based.
Well, I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's going to be extremely
because I think you're either going to, be able to boil it down to ones and zeros, or you're going to find something that you can't explain in there.
Well, it can
and maybe easily, never be able to explain.
I don't think we'll boil it down to ones and zeros, because I think it's going to be ultimately more complex than that. But here's the thing: everything that we can't explain since the dawn of humanity, we've chalked up to some kind of power greater than us, whether it be a spiritual entity, whether it be the cosmos, the universe, Mother Earth, whatever, what have you. We've always everything we can't explain, we've chalked up to a being or entity that's greater than us. And the more we learn and progress through science, the less and less that is necessary.
But I don't think you're going to find God in there. I think what you're going to find is I think at the very most, I think what you're going to find is you're going to find the breath of life, if you will.
I think you're going to find data and information. That's what I think you're going to find. And it's transferring that data and information that your brain produces into something digital. That therein lies the challenge, because here's my question.
How do you make something digital conscious, though, Josh? I mean, you can. Everybody talks about, like, we're creating artificial consciousness. Well, you're really not.
No,
you're really not,
no,
because you can't create. There's something about consciousness that is unique and whole to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, and I don't think anybody really knows what that is, and I would be interested to know. And I mean, I think research is definitely going to go there.
I would disagree.
I don't know.
I don't think it's necessarily unique to us. I think it's unique to biological beings, because you have plenty of animals that are conscious. Sure, their brain power isn't quite. Their brains aren't as big and large and advanced as ours, and they don't have the problem solving skills we do. But they're every bit as conscious. So I believe the evidence shows me that animals also have consciousness. Maybe they're self-aware, maybe they're not self-aware. It depends on the size of their brain. There's a lot of biological factors and evolutionary factors that play in there. But I think the challenge is, and the question is, are our brains, the information that they produce, are they digital or analog, or are they something completely different? What do you classify that biological information as?
I don't know. It's a good question. I wonder if monkeys could ever develop a belief system.
Sure, absolutely, with enough time and enough resources.
I don't know about that, Josh. I don't know about that. I think that might be unique to us, man.
Look at us, dude. We're monkeys.
Well, sure, but I think that's unique to us. I mean, name it. You're not going to get them. I don't care. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that.
We don't know, because
I buy that.
In order for us to communicate with monkeys and greater apes, we have to teach them how to communicate with us, and we can do that.
But why would you, if you play that out, though, why exactly would you? So let's say you take so we're descended from modern day apes. Let's say you just take an ape and give it enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Does it just automatically develop a belief system? And at that point, according to
No, that's a very oversimplified way of looking at it. You have so many factors that play in there, evolutionarily. So,
but why would it be any different, Josh? Why would it be any different? They're in the same environment we are. They stare at the same sun. They stare at the same sky. They experience the same cosmic stuff, because that's where else. Okay, if you're not going to look at food, shelter, if you've got all those things taken care of,
mm-hmm.
you've got your family. Mm-hmm. And here's what's weird too, is humans began to look for something else even before we had all those necessities taken care of too.
Yeah,
because some of the foundational things that made us civilized were in pursuit of a higher power.
Yeah, and that's very simple to answer, because we had to explain the world around us, and that's how we did it. And the more that
why that before we took care of food, shelter, safety for our loved ones, safety for ourselves? Why that before any of that?
I don't know that it was before that. I would say it was just a I don't know.
I'm just throwing questions out there. I don't know either. But
I'm no evolutionary biologist by any stretch of the imagination, but
I'm just not convinced. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm just not convinced that you play this out 10,000 times with the same in the same environment with the same circumstances, and you get the same result that you got now.
It's impossible to, because it's not going to be the same environment. But say, just for argument's sake, it was the exact same argument. Say it was the exact same argument, and say instead of Homo sapiens, it was some kind of it was one of the other greater apes that evolved. Their brains got bigger. They would inevitably develop some kind of belief structure, belief system to explain the natural world around them, because that is so tied in to their shelter, to their food supply. Every bit of it is. It's all
Fair
tied
enough.
in together. And when you're trying to explain nature without any inkling of how the natural world works, you're going to come up with some pretty crazy stuff.
I don't know. I just find, and I think if I wasn't and I try to look at this as like an objective.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I really do. It's really even as somebody who has like a religious belief, I try to look at it objectively. Here's the problem I have with just flat out denial of any higher power is that I think that that's a very, what's the word? For lack of a better word, it seems very pretentious. Because I don't think that how do you, you do,
it seems arrogant. Arrogant.
Yeah,
that's what I get. Yeah.
It seems arrogant. And this is the question that I want to ask. That maybe not even seems arrogant, because obviously I know you and you're not that way. So I don't want to seem, I know you're not arrogant, but this is the question I would ask is 99.9% of, statistically, 99.9% of the people that have ever existed on this planet have had some sort of belief system.
I'm losing you. You there?
Uh-oh. You got me?
Yeah, I think so.
Shit.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Now? Okay.
Yeah. You're good.
99.9% of people that have ever existed on this planet statistically have had a belief system of some sort. I find it very naive to say, well, just flat out, nah. You know what I mean? That seems like something that doesn't really carry merit to me based on the evidence. So basically, what you're saying is, well, all these other people were stupid and nothing has. And now I'm not trying to say it to offend you.
Right. So, okay, first off, that's a straw man argument.
Why?
Well, that's never been my argument to begin with. You know, I've never said that those people are stupid.
Right.
So that's
I know you wouldn't say that.
That's misrepresenting my arguments.
Right. Absolutely. No, I get that.
Oh man. Damn, this is a good one, and I really hate to have this conversation on Facebook Live, unfortunately, because there's so much to say, But I'll tell you what. For those of you that want to hear thoughts on this, we'll continue this conversation another day. And I'm not like copping out, because I have so many answers and I have answers to your questions.
Oh, I know you do.
I do.
I wouldn't have asked it if I wouldn't have said it if I didn't know you had answers.
I know. But I would. I don't know that I'm ready to broadcast these opinions for the world.
I get you, brother. You're all good, man. Plus, I don't know if we have time anyway. It's getting late,
We really don't. But man, that got deep quick. So
this is why we should do this more often.
It is.
Yep.
So I'll say this. No matter what, religious, and I know like overwhelmingly this area and the United States in general is overwhelmingly Judeo-Christian. Whatever your religious convictions are, just be kind to people. And
it doesn't mean you have to hate people.
It doesn't, and it doesn't. And I say that for people who are non-believers as well. You don't want to look down on somebody because they believe something. Like whether you believe in God or not believe in God, whatever side of that argument you're on, if you look at the other side as if they're stupid, number one, you're never going to win anybody over like that. That's not going to convince anybody of your argument one way or the other. And
I don't have religious arguments with people at all anymore with any sort of intention about winning anybody over.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't have an argument with anybody, period, with the intention of winning anybody over, because it's impossible.
Well, I don't think it's impossible, but it is hard. It is so hard. And here's the thing.
I think you articulate your position as well as possible. And maybe I don't want to, I'm not out to change anybody's mind, but I absolutely will have a debate.
Oh, I will too. I will too. I'm just not quite ready to do it on Facebook, unfortunately.
I get you, man. Sorry, I didn't even mean to put us in
that
okay.
Position. It's okay. I did too. I did it too. I know. But I mean, it's so funny to me that
it's another day, Joshua. Another day.
It's funny to me. But I will say this. Our streams look good now. I think we're getting better at what we do. I think we're getting better at talking, and I'm really enjoying this podcast thing.
Hey, I like your coming back to life, though, man. I can tell the difference.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Yeah, I can tell the difference, man.
Cool. I can, too, because I was like...
And it's not in ways that I can necessarily even articulate with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you feel on your end?
Oh, well, I feel anger for the first time in forever. That's interesting. When I was trying to figure out the Streamlabs shit, I was getting so fucking mad. That's not happened legitimately, that's not happened in a long time. I've not felt anger in years.
How is that?
That's a good question. How is that? It's bizarre. It makes me feel guilty in some ways because I'm angry, and I'm angry at an inanimate object. It is also... It's also nice just to be able to feel something, but it's also like it brings back this part of me that's like, oh, I'm feeling something. I need to take a drug to stop that. And that's really the struggle I'm having right now, is I'm feeling things and I'm like, no, I gotta stop this.
Right.
I gotta stop this from happening. I don't want to feel anything. This is not right.
Right.
So, because they're negative emotions, they're not positive emotions. Now, I'm laughing more. I'm finding things funny more. The brain fog is lifting a little slower than I wanted to, but I still feel like I'm more articulate than I was.
Yeah.
I don't know if I am or not, but I do know this. I know that tomorrow, and I would put money on this. Anybody out there that wants to wager, I'll put money on this. Tomorrow, being the eclipse, is not the end of the world.
No, I would take that. I'll take your side on that wager. I think we'll be here. We'll be just fine.
I think we will too.
2:30, 3:30, whatever it is.
I think now. I mean, I can't. The world will be here. I don't know. I may step out and get hit by a car first thing in the morning. God forbid.
Right.
Who knows? But the Earth, humanity, will all still be here tomorrow. I don't think any of that's going to end, unfortunately.
I hope not. And I'm glad you said that you're raw dogging it, because I'm raw dogging it too tomorrow.
I'm gonna legitimately, I'm gonna wear sunglasses. Probably some
I got polarized shades.
I do too.
Does that count?
That's what I'm wearing. Ray-Bans,
okay.
Bro. Ray-Bans.
All right. Well, that's what we're doing then.
Hey, we got another follower, Janice Pittman. Thank you for following.
Thank you, Janice.
Man, we need to do this more often, because this gets followers. We've got 8 people watching right now across 3 different platforms.
Nice.
So
let's do it. Let's do it more often.
Yeah, we will. We can have these big conversations. I just gotta have the courage to actually say what I think, and that's hard because there are like ramifications for that. Unfortunately,
I understand that, Joshua.
Unfortunately,
you do it on your own time, buddy.
Sure. But
I have to pee so bad, dude.
Go pee, dude. We'll continue this later. But
all right.
Thanks for watching, everybody.